Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot, and in today's reading, we're going to be taking a look into your person's next move or action toward you, blunt AF, as always, as we do on the channel. So what I'm going to be looking into today is where your person stands energetically with regard to their next move. We'll take a look at what their next move or action or energy toward you may look like. I'm also going to be using my Empowered Timing Oracle today to try to get a timeline as to when you can expect movement in this connection from their side of things. And we'll just kind of look and see what's happening. Keep in mind, this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages are going to vary in how specifically they'll resonate with each individual viewer or situation out there. So as a best practice, as you're viewing your chosen reading, if something that I'm saying feels confusing or the situation that I'm describing doesn't feel like it resonates with what you know of your current situation, just take it as a sign that these are not your messages today. The messages are meant for somebody else out there in the collective. Release it, let it go, and just understand that there's not always going to be a specific message for us in every single general reading out there on YouTube. I do offer personal readings. You can book them through my website, which is linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are a great way, a much better way to get a more accurate read on your own personal situation and energy. And if you're not really ready for a personal reading, you can also opt to join me on Patreon. I do offer memberships through Patreon where I do exclusive pick-a-card readings there that are member voted. So if you're feeling like you want something that is tapping into a smaller collective and may resonate more specifically with you, Patreon can be a great option as well. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and choose your reading. So there's 3 options today. If you're drawn to reading 1, we're working with the Everyday Witch Tarot and this citrine crystal. If you're drawn to reading 2, we're working with the Halloween Tarot and this honey calcite crystal. If you're drawn to reading 3, we'll be working with the Haunted Mansion, I think it's called Tarot of Haunted House, and this pink Himalayan salt. So I want you all to take a deep breath. Think about your person and their next move or action towards you. Go ahead and select the deck or crystal that you feel the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. I'll see you there. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Everyday Witch Tarot with the citrine crystal, this will be your message. So we're looking into their next action, your person's next action toward you, blunt AF. So we're going to start just by taking a look at where they stand energetically within this situation. And then we'll take a look at how the action may play out and when and all the things. So their energetic position, we have Moon in Pisces, empathy. We have Mercury in Aries, restlessness. Emotional driver behind their next move is empathy. Okay, so there's a synchronicity there. All right, let's take a peek. So something about this person's next move or action has to do with them feeling emotionally connected to you in some way. The emotion of empathy is coming up. So this person, I think, with the moon in Pisces, I feel like they are probably somebody who is highly attuned to your emotional well-being right now. They may have like a psychic ability or feel just like there's like this almost like telepathic connection that I get from this in a way. I also feel that there's loyalty to you too, that is driving the next action, but it's empathy that's driving them towards you. This person also with this moon in Pisces, I feel, because we're talking about the moon in the 12th house. So I feel like this person is also somebody who could be prone to escapism, to kind of like getting lost in their inner world. And they may be somebody who projects a lot onto you that you don't even really realize, because with the Mercury in Aries energy coming up, this is the first house. I just feel like this person's action or communication is like really sporadic or impulsive when it comes to you. So it's like they have this deep inner world. They're like really highly attuned and sensitive to your moods and emotions and your well-being. But then like when it comes to like the actual action they take, it feels a lot more sporadic and impulsive, specifically when it comes to their communication. And so there is this energy of tension that I'm getting with this restless energy coming through. Like the next action might be some form of communication after a long period of you guys not talking, or something that they're feeling or sensing or feeling empathy toward you for that makes them feel like, okay, I have to say something. Like they're restless in just sitting back and letting it go. Okay. So what's their next action? Let's see how this plays out in reality here. Hopefully that helps to describe for you their inner world a little bit better. So Spirit, what is this person's next move or action toward group one? Their next move or action toward my group one viewers, please. What is their next move? We have the Six of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. There's that impulsive, restless energy. What's their next action, please, Spirit? The World. And then we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I do think that there is something kind of brewing beneath the surface where this person feels like maybe they're not getting something that they want. Right? The other thing that I would say, you guys, with this moon in Pisces coming up, the 12th house energy, I feel like there's an energy of this person. How do I say it? Like pairing it with this Nine of Cups reversed, I do feel like this person might be somebody who is a little lost when it comes to their own emotional fulfillment and independence. Like I feel this clingy energy toward you, especially with the Six of Cups coming up. Like, and I don't typically get that with the Six of Cups. It's just the combination of the energies that I see that's making me feel like with the Nine of Cups in reverse, this person might be a little subconsciously clingy with you, even if they don't act like it in reality, like in practicality. I feel like they rely on you to feel fulfilled or satisfied in some way, or there's something about this next action. Yes, it's driven by empathy, but there's also a little bit of this undertone of clinginess or needing something from you. Okay. We're going to pull clarifiers and then I will get into this energy. What's their next action, Spirit, toward group number one? What is this person's next action toward group number one? Clarifying the Six of Cups, please. We have ending it. Yeah. Okay. Clarifying this Eight of Wands. We have phone call, FaceTime, and video chat. Oops. And just one more, please, Spirit, with the World. Group event. Very interesting. We also do have withholding communication. So yeah, it's like, I do feel there's something about this person where they don't express everything that they're feeling. It's like they have this really, really deep, almost escapist sort of inner world when they think of you and with what they feel for you. But they don't, with this Mercury and Aries, it's like they don't always communicate what they're experiencing beneath the surface here, what they're experiencing subconsciously. There's a lot of blue energy that's coming up here as well in these cards. So I feel like your person, like the clear communication is definitely something that is an area of opportunity for them, right? Blue is connected to the throat chakra. So I feel like there's something coming up within this dynamic that's going to be changing or ending. With the Six of Cups and ending it, specifically starting us off, something about the past dynamic is coming to an end in this situation. There's nostalgia here, there's comfortability here, but it's being clarified by something ending. Okay, so it's ending, and then this person, I feel like they're coming through to talk to you with this Eight of Wands, this restlessness. It's almost like whatever this comfort zone is for them that's ending is pushing them to reach back out. So I feel like there's an element of them. Eight of Wands is communication. It's like fast-paced, abrupt communication, kind of like this Mercury in Aries. So I feel like they're going to be reaching out to you either via phone call, FaceTime, or some form of like video. There's communication coming that they're generating out of thin air. And it might feel a little jarring and unexpected for you because I feel like there's this person not always saying what they really feel or not always communicating what they truly want. And so it's almost like because of them withholding this information and not being clear in their communication, this ending is coming and it kind of shakes them out of their subconscious fantasy or whatever it is that they're doing. I feel like with this tornado imagery here, there is something that is going to be maybe a little bit cleansing or destructive. Tornadoes obviously are very destructive forces of nature, but they also are a symbol for clearing a path. So it's possible that this next communication that you guys receive, it may feel a little abrupt or out of thin air, but they are going to be quickly, I feel like they're going to be really quickly reaching out, and there's something about the communication that cleanses a path forward. And, with this world and group event, it may not be that this is like a one-on-one communication. It may be that their next action, this communication, this conversation is coming through a group. And the world also signifies endings, but it's beautiful because it's like endings that lead to new beginnings, right? And so I'm noticing how she's tossing her hat in the air, which is sort of like a symbolism of graduation. It's almost like their next action within this group setting is it's about graduation to the next phase. Okay, so let's keep going. What's their next action, Spirit? Yeah, so it feels like their next move is coming from a place of empathy. I do think that it might feel disruptive to you, Group 1. I feel like it happens quickly. But it does allow for a new beginning and for things to be kind of clear, clearing the air. Okay. Oop, hold on. Okay, yeah. So look at this. We've got a couple really interesting energies here. We've got mirroring nature, great source of reflection and growth, willingness to understand and genuinely connect. They show you your deepest fears, insecurities, and shadows through action. So you and this person are doing a lot of mirroring right now. I wouldn't be surprised if both people in this connection are doing the Moon and Pisces vibe to each other. It definitely feels like there's a lot about this connection that's more subconscious or telepathic in a way versus with this Aries in the first house. Like, it just feels like the actual action and practicality of this connection is lesser than the deep, rich kind of inner experience that both of you guys have. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There is a spiritual component to this person's next action because it's going to mirror something to you that's going to allow for you to grow, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, and I think vice versa as well. We also have reinvention, metamorphosis of mind and spirit, changing oneself into something better, working on shadow aspect and becoming aware of strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, with like this tornado imagery with the Eight of Wands, it is quick and rapid communication that is going to allow for a necessary cleansing and ending a destruction of what no longer serves. So that way there can be a rebuilding, a reinvention, a reimagining of how we move forward. So let's keep going. What is their next action, please, Spirit, toward Group 1? And then we will close it out with a timeline last so you guys can kind of get a sense of when this is coming in. The other thing I get for some of you is there's a lot of inner child stuff with this person. Six of Cups can sometimes point to that for me. And in this card, we actually do see sort of like a parent-child dynamic. And with ending, it makes me wonder if part of the spiritual lesson with this person for you guys is around inner child work or inner child healing. And perhaps a part of this next move or action helps to support that healing, or brings an ending to a dynamic that is nostalgic and that's been going on for a long time, but isn't the healthiest, right? Maybe if it's like if you feel like you've been in a parent-child dynamic with this person, that may not be for everyone, but if you feel that way, then I think that's what's going to be ending here. So what's their next action, please, Spirit? To my group 1 viewers, please. We have manipulation, controlling, and toxic. I'll put this up here so you guys can see it a little bit better. What else? We have signs. There's the spiritual connect that you guys have, you know? Aww. Oh my God. Okay. We have sorry, apology. We have coming forward, planning on communicating, a heart-to-heart conversation, and then we have I love you. That's so cute. Okay. We do also have finances, build your account, wealth, and blessings. So maybe there is a financial connection here. Whoop. Yeah, a breakup, some time apart, but it's in reverse, coming back together. The 6 of Cups can point to reconciliations as well. So it could be that's part of this. Maybe you and this person have not been talking, or you've taken a little break from one another, and now you're coming back together, you know, to clear the air. But this could be connected to work or finances for some of you. Another kind of metaphor for this is we have blessings. Sometimes self-worth can be connected to that stuff too, right? Our relationship with money and what we feel we are worth. So that could be a theme that's tied in here with this 9 of Cups in reverse. I definitely think your person struggles with feeling whole emotionally without you. Okay. So I definitely think that there's something about the current state that's coming to an end with this person's next action. And I kind of feel like, you know, this ties into this moon in the 12th. I feel like a lot of this person's energy toward you, it comes from, it's like they're more subconscious and escapist in their head about it, in their own inner world where they might fantasize about you or be in their sort of Delulu energy or projection of things onto you at times. This person, for others of you, it may be more about them being too self-sacrificing within this connection, right? Like they're losing themselves because they're doing too much for others. They're idealizing you, they're idealizing this connection, and they're not doing a good enough job of maybe like setting clear boundaries here. So whatever it is, it's been in this person's head. The dynamic has been toxic, Spirit is saying, but I feel like this is what's coming to an end, which I think is going to be really, really positive for you guys. This person may reach out to you on a whim, right? They seem like they're very spiritual. They may take whatever happens as a sign that it's time for them to clear this path. It's time for them to destroy whatever is no longer serving this connection, communicate, clear the air, and jump into action here. And connected to this world, this group event, I do see them apologizing. I do see them empathizing with you, understanding your perspective. I do see you guys having some sort of a heart-to-heart conversation, and I do see this person loves you. So they might tell you that they love you. They might express gratitude. They may show appreciation. They may write it down. This energy of Mercury and Aries does talk about writing too. There could be something written that they give you as well as something verbal in this group communication setting that I see. But it definitely feels like whatever has been wrong is being righted. Group 1, like they intend to fix it. Okay. Whew. All right. So let's see when this is happening. When is this happening, Group 1? When is this going to happen? When is this person going to be taking this action towards my Group 1 viewers, please? As the energy stands today. And look, as I was shuffling, that's kind of the vibe that I get with this 8 of Wands. Like it's going to be this impulsive outreach that you guys might not expect. We have next month. Yep, it's coming up. Next month, and then we have the energy of February underneath. So maybe the cycle with you and this person started in February, or it could be starting next month through the month of February of 2026 is when this kind of cycle, this energetic cycle plays out. But next month, it seems like the time when you guys are going to have this moment to clear the air and reconnect and hopefully get back on the same page. So I hope this helped group one. Please comment below. Let me know a little bit about your person and what's been happening in this connection. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey group two, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Halloween tarot and this honey calcite crystal, this will be your message. And today, we're going to be looking into your person's next move or action toward you, Blente F. So I want to start by looking at their energetic position toward you, just so we can get a sense of like what the flavor of the next action is. Make sure that you guys do stay tuned till the end, because we're also going to be pulling a timeline from my Empowered Timing Oracle to see when-ish they may be taking this action toward you. So where they stand right now, we have Saturn in Gemini, concentration. We have Mercury in Libra, influence. And from my Empowered Emotions Oracle, we have focused. So this is like the emotional driver behind their next move toward you. I just love when these cards sort of like mimic or mirror each other's themes, because we have concentration and focused coming up here. So it's just a really interesting synchronicity to get that from two different decks. So this person's next action toward you is driven by the emotion of being focused, the energy of being focused. With Saturn and Gemini coming up here, I think that this person is trying to kind of eliminate any distractions when it comes to you, and maybe specifically eliminate distractions when it comes to their communication with you. You know, this shows me somebody with Gemini who is someone with a curious mind, someone who likes to talk, who likes to communicate. But Gemini energy can also have like a lot of competing priorities or a lot of competing interests, a lot of things or people that they talk to and that they're interested in. And with this Mercury in Libra, I do kind of get the sense that this person does have maybe a lot of people around them or a lot of relationships around them that they have to balance. But with you, I see that they're wanting to eliminate those distractions and be a little bit more disciplined in their communication. Now, we also have Mercury in Libra. So I think that this person does intend to communicate with you as a part of their next action. Libra energy is about balance, diplomacy, partnership. So they may want to have a responsible type of communication with you or respectful type of communication with you, where the two of you can talk about your partnership, talk about your relationship, maybe set some boundaries, or, you know, like maybe they want to come in and just take a more diplomatic approach so that they can rebuild this relationship or reconnect with you in a positive way. Okay. So that's their current energy. So let's see how it actually plays out. So what is group two's person's next action toward them, please, Spirit? What is this person's next move or action toward my group two viewers? What is this person's next action towards my group two viewers? The King of Pentacles, the King of Pumpkins. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we also have the Star with the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so Three of Cups, there's more than one person involved here. There's a group involved here. Maybe your friends or community could be the topic, part of the topic of discussion here. People in their circle. Let's get some clarifiers and then we'll get into what I'm seeing. So what is their next action, Spirit, toward group 2, please? What is their next move or action towards my group 2 viewers? We do have friendship, which ties in with that 3 of Cups. We have acts of service. And we have run. Oh no. Okay. And then we do have collaboration and working together at the bottom. So it definitely feels like the spirit of this is like centered around working something out. But let's see. The first thing that I want to say is I do feel your person intends to be responsible with you. I think, though, that they have a lot of fear that sort of gets in the way of them always being consistent in your life, especially with this card coming up. I feel like it's something they're trying to heal through this next move or action, is like this fear or this avoidant energy that they may struggle with. The reason I feel like they're protective over themselves is with this King of Pentacles, okay? Now, the King of Pentacles is like the acts of service king. Like, he is stable, reliable, dependable, committed, right? He honors his commitments and he follows through on the things he says he's going to do. But I'm noticing how this King of Pentacles is actually holding a jack-o'-lantern in front of him. And a jack-o'-lantern is symbolic for protection, right? And so I do kind of get that in this person's next move or action, there's sort of a guarded energy about them. And I think it just has to do with fears that they have around intimacy or commitment or letting people too close. It does feel like there is a conversation here that is based in friendship with the 3 of Cups. Perhaps you guys are going to see them out and about, or maybe this is more of like a work setting for some of you, or just the energy of working things out in general could be significant. But King of Pentacles is like boss energy too, so there could definitely be that work tie-in. But I feel like they are intending to come through and be stable. I think that they are coming in with the spirit of friendship. I feel if this is a romantic connection for some of you, I do feel it's sincere. Like, they do sincerely feel friendship feelings for you, because that is echoed with this 3 of Cups. But deeper feelings, I think, are hard to access for this person. It's like hard for them to let people in closer because they have fears of commitment or fear of intimacy that comes through. They want to reassess and reevaluate this connection with the 7 of Pentacles. I think it's important for you guys to know that, because the 7 of Pentacles, it is sort of a person who is assessing the progress that's been made so far and whether or not they are getting the return on the investment based on the effort that they've put in. This can also talk about somebody who's feeling a little bit impatient as well. And so with this person, I don't really get a super impatient vibe. I actually get this more focused energy where they feel like, okay, I need to come in and refocus, right? I need to communicate with group 2. I need to come in and reassess how I'm showing up through my actions and through my acts of service, and maybe start by rebuilding this friendship energy. With the Star, I do think that their next action is going to help things to feel better. I think there will be a sense of optimism. But with Run being here, I do question this person's ability to follow through long term, right? So right now they're coming in with this kind of focused, concentrated energy, diplomacy, wanting to partner with you and work things out, make things feel better and more smoothly. But this is kind of a wild card energy here to see that with Run. This person may struggle with avoidance or kind of running away from their responsibilities, or the Star can sometimes talk about when we're idealizing something or someone and we're putting it up on a pedestal and there's not a lot of tangible follow through. Okay, so let's keep going. I want to just see what else we can get about their next move or action here. You know, I do see them here. Like, I see them here committed to friendship, looking at how they can rework things with you. But but then we have this wild card here. So I'm not sure. It's like they're showing up in this with this intent to be focused, but I am questioning like the longevity of how long this energy will last with them. So let's see. The other thing that I'm getting for some of you is that, and I'm not, I don't know for sure, but I do feel for some of you, maybe this person struggles with ADHD. Maybe they have a really hard time because of that to concentrate or focus on certain things or follow through on certain things. Only take that if you know that to be true. But I do feel like that could be part of what's going on with this person, because it just feels like they have to muster up so much of their energy and willpower to focus on this. Okay, we have 2 coming out. All right. Aw. We have fragmentation of the soul, significant drama from past, irrational unexplained fears, checking out in certain situations, overreactions to seemingly small problems. We also have in separation, someone runs away. Yes. Honeymoon phase ends, insecurities and attachment issues begin to appear, causing a rift in the relationship. That is exactly what I feel is happening. Like they're coming back with this more disciplined energy. They want to talk to you. They want to work things through. They're focused on you. And I think it's going to last for a period of time, but then something happens that triggers them and they bolt. And we do have the karmic partner energy coming up here with, look at this, with triggered underneath of that. So there's something about this connection that really does trigger them. This says turbulent with plenty of highs and lows, red flags, codependency, arguments, miscommunication. They test us in our understanding of love and relationships. It could be, you guys, that this person puts you on a pedestal and it kind of like psychs them out in a way. Like, it's like maybe they don't feel worthy, but I do feel there's something about the past with this person that isn't fully resolved, and they may be kind of projecting that on you a little bit, which is why they have a hard time being consistent. It's like they're committed. They have this ability to commit with the King of Pentacles, but their fears, it's like they have the jack-o'-lantern here of protection. It's like you're not going to get too close to me. It's like I'll commit to you, but only so much. Okay, let's continue. And maybe that's why like they come in and they're just like focusing on the friendship first, because that feels safer, like a safer container to put you in where they don't have to be quite as vulnerable. What's their next action toward group 2, please, Spirit? Yes, self-worth, struggling with self-worth and working on self-worth. It makes sense. I think they're doing comparisons. Like, are they good enough for you? Do they have enough to offer you with this King of Pentacles? The sad part is I think that they do, but they for whatever reason, I feel like they view you as the star. Like they see you as this aspirational, amazing figure. They're projecting all that stuff onto you, and it's making them scared that they're not worthy. Let's see. Yeah, we have pain. Yeah, they're definitely still carrying a lot of pain from the past. Okay, and then, and then we have within a few weeks with family at the bottom. So this person may have children or an ex-partner that they have a family with, and this also impacts how they show up with you. Maybe for some of you, this is your person that you've built a family with. Again, we have the Three of Cups here, which can sometimes talk about third-party energies or other people, other factors, right? But here's what I feel. I think that they come back around, and this cycle kind of repeats over the course of a few weeks. I think it's going to start off stable and based in friendship, but then they get freaked out and they bolt, and you guys are in separation again. And again, I do feel like there are other factors outside of this connection that are part of why they are showing up in this way for you. Okay, so let's take a look at a timeline to see when you guys can expect this to unfold. So when Spirit is this person likely to take this action or make this move toward group 2 as the energy stands today? We have September. So as I'm uploading this video, this is October. So it's possible that this cycle has already been playing out starting in the month of September. Maybe for others of you, Spirit is saying next year in September is when you can expect this energy to unfold from them. But I feel like for most of you guys, this is something that's already been kind of in flux with this person. Unless you guys know that you haven't talked to them in a really long time, then obviously this is pointing to next year as a timeline here. But just know, you guys, I don't really feel like it's about you. It seems to be more about this person and their own challenges and struggles with self-worth and being able to focus on you long term. I think they put you on a pedestal, and that kind of psychs them out and freaks them out, makes them feel like they're not worthy. And then I also think that there's this other factor of family. So children, home stuff. This could be somebody that you guys have children in a family with already, with the King of Pentacles, and maybe they just are trying to maintain a friendship with you because you're no longer together in that way. But for others of you, I think they put you in this friendship energy first because it's safer. They've been really hurt due to whatever happened with this situation that's still kind of lingering for them. Okay, so sad energy, but this is what I see, group 2. So comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening with your person. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading soon. Bye. Hi, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Tarot of Haunted House and then this pink Himalayan salt crystal, this is going to be your reading. So today we're looking into how does your person feel about you, Belente F. And we're going to take a look first at where they stand energetically with regard to your connection. Also, toward the end of the reading, I'm going to be using my Empowered Timing Oracle deck to get a potential time frame of when you guys can expect to experience this energy that we're tapping into today. So let's go ahead and get started with where they stand energetically and sort of what's driving this next move or action towards you. All right, so we start off here with the okay. This is Moon and Scorpio power. We have 8th house energy. We also have 2nd house energy, Jupiter in Taurus with status coming through. So power and status, that's interesting. We also have the emotion of respect coming through. So this is sort of the driver of what is coming up next, of what their next move or action looks like toward you, group 3. So I don't think this is necessarily a bad sign. I feel like this person does hold a lot of respect for you. I think they hold you in high regard. It is interesting that both of the money houses are showing up, the 2nd and the 8th house. So 8th house can talk of shared resources, shared finances, inheritances, taxes, things like that. 2nd house can talk about the money and income that we specifically generate. So it's interesting that both of those money houses are coming up. For some of you guys, this could be that this person wants to connect over money, or there's something about money, value, and shared resources that is significant to this next move or action. Okay. But it's coming from a place of respect. It doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of, like trying to get something from you necessarily, but we'll see how it comes through, how it plays out as we get more into this reading. Now, the moon in Scorpio is a pretty intense energy, right? So this is somebody who is sitting in an energy of loyalty toward you. Like a moon in Scorpio is somebody that experiences really, really deep feelings. They can be fiercely loyal to the people that they love. And I do feel like this person is fiercely loyal to you. I kind of see that in their energy here as well. But they may have a hard time expressing emotion, and that this person may also be prone to jealousy as well. Jealousy, possessive energy, and it's all stuff that's kind of subconscious and beneath the surface for them, with the 8th house being here. So they may not be fully like aware of why they feel this way or why they show up in this way. But I definitely feel with respect being here, they do hold you in high regard and they do carry deep emotion for you. And that is coming through in their next move or action. And I'm getting confirmation that yes, this is correct. We also have Jupiter in Taurus in the second. So there's something here about the expansion of status within this next move or action. I'm noticing this couple together, right? And so maybe there's something about the two of you expanding as a couple or expanding your status. Second house can also have to do with our own resources, so resources that this person brings to the table, expanding those, but it can also talk about self-worth, right? And what we value and how we value ourselves. So it's interesting. Well, let's see how this unfolds. I definitely think there could be a storyline here for some of you where there's a connection to money and shared resources and maybe even work stuff. But I feel like for others of you, this may play out as a more like self-worth and subconscious feelings and emotions sort of story. Okay, so let's see. So Spirit, what is group 3's person's next move or action toward my group 3 viewers, please? What does group 3 need to know about this person's next action? I would just say they're probably not indifferent with this moon in Scorpio. What's their next action, please, Spirit, toward my group 3 viewers? All right, so we have a 3 of Cups reversed. We have Temperance. And we have the Ace of Cups. Wow. We do have the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So definitely, again, not indifferent when it comes to their actions and their feelings toward you. So let's see. What is this person's next move or action, please, Spirit, toward my group 3 viewers? We're working with my decks today, by the way, guys. This is the Empowered Action Love Oracle. All of my decks are linked in the description box below if you guys want to check them out. All right, so we do have Chivalry. What's their next action? We have Giving a Gift. Yeah, like there's something about like resources or valuables or something like tangible, I feel like. We have Proper Date as well. Undertone here is minimal though, so that's kind of interesting. I just want to keep that there for a minute because I feel like that's important for us to kind of contextualize. So here's the thing, guys. I do feel like this person will be taking some action, but I think there's a story that I'm getting here for a lot of you that this person is heartbroken. And this is probably why the energy is going to be more minimal or subtle in terms of how they behave toward you. Because I know we have like some big stuff that's here, but with the tarot and with this 3 of Swords and minimal, it makes sense to me like that this is probably going to be something that's a little more subtle and not like a grand gesture. Okay. So if we take a look at this card, we literally have a scene of a vampire and somebody putting a stake through their heart, which I guess, you know, this is the way that we address vampires in the lore. So it makes me feel like this person is going through some sort of an ego death, or they're going through some sort of a heartbreak. Maybe it has to do with you. Maybe you and this person have shared resources together. Maybe it's something outside of this connection. But either way, this is the reason why the next action is going to feel more subtle, more soft, more minimal, because I think they're still in a lot of pain from whatever heartbreak that they're facing. The reason that I say this is an ego death, you guys, is because with this vampire symbolism, I think that this person, whatever heartbreak that they are facing, it could have to do with some of their own toxic behavior, bringing something to a head, right? Like a vampire is this creature that sort of takes from others, right? It takes from others. It depletes others of their life force energy in order for it to survive. And so I wonder if this person has been behaving this way with you or behaving this way in their life. And it has led to some sort of a painful ending that I think is necessary so that this person can heal and transmute that energy. But it's painful nonetheless. Hence why the next mover action is going to be more subtle, because I think it's just kind of all that they can really handle right now. Now, I do feel with this Ace of Cups and proper date that this person sees potential with you. They see potential for more in this connection. With this moon in Scorpio, they do carry very deep feelings for you. I think that maybe their feelings are a little messy and not super contained. Like I think they're having a hard time containing their emotions and feelings for you. I'm just noticing how like the water is being held in their hands, which is not necessarily the most secure container. Like it could just fall apart. And so I say all that to say, it's like, I think this person does carry deep emotion for you, but it's messy for them. They see potential for this to go long term. And I think there is this desire to learn more about you, to build more, to rebuild if this is somebody that you've been in a connection with in the past. There is like this emotional opening and this emotional potential here, but they feel messy, right? Again, moon in Scorpio. I think this person just has very, very intense feelings. They feel this potential, but there's a lot of hurt and heartbreak that they're moving through right now that might make them come across a bit more hesitant. I am wondering for some of you guys, because we're getting like some scenes of parties and bars and stuff, like it's making me wonder if this person might have like struggles with alcohol or addictions or substance abuse. For some, only take that as confirmation if you already know that's part of your story, group 3. With the 3 of Cups in reverse, you can see she's at this party and she's literally like drowned, or she's fallen into this water and she's just sinking in, which it's making me feel like this person has some sort of unhealthy relationship with partying or alcohol or being in these types of settings. And with the Temperance card, I think that they're trying to work on moderation of that behavior. And this may also be a part of the reason why they're not able to fully invest, or they can only minimally invest, because maybe this is part of that toxic behavior that they're trying to transmute or heal at this time. You guys did pick Himalayan salt, right? Which is a very cleansing and purifying energy. So I do feel this person is in a place of purification. They want purification of themselves so that they can purify this connection. All right. So 3 of Cups in reverse with chivalry. It makes me feel like maybe you and this person have had some sort of a falling out in a friend group, or you may have one coming up here. It feels more like it's already happened though. And it's like kind of in the past position, which I didn't really intend for it to be past, present, future, but now that I'm looking at it, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. It's like this person wants to repair any falling out of your friendship that you guys have had in the past. And so with chivalry, I could see this being kind of like a minimal gesture. We also have words of affirmation underneath of that as well. This could look like some sort of a minimal gesture where they kind of acknowledge their wrongs out of respect for you. They acknowledge their wrongs and they kind of make this effort to repair and do the right thing by you. Present energy, we have Temperance, okay, with giving a gift. This could even look like the two of you meeting up for a very minimal, low stakes sort of like grabbing a drink. I mean, if this person has alcohol issues, hopefully not. It may not be a drink, but maybe grabbing a bite or going out and getting coffee. Like there's something about the two of you kind of connecting and talking about your differences. And with give a gift, maybe they bring you something tangible with all of this like Taurus energy here, the second house energy. But to me, the metaphor for the gift is more like the gift of moderation that they're trying to give. They're really like in their next move in action, trying to balance themselves out And like, I feel right the wrongs of the past. And so I feel like if this person is able to sustain this for a long period of time, there is this beautiful potential opening up where they can feel like they can build on an emotional connection with you, a relationship with you. Because I do think that they hold feelings for you with this Ace of Cups, strong feelings with the Moon in Scorpio. There is a lot of love here. But it feels like the next move in action is more so geared toward righting the wrongs of the past and choosing moderation out of respect for you. And so with Temperance, I think it's important for you guys to anchor yourselves in the fact that this might be playing out over a long period of time. Like, this doesn't feel like somebody who's rushing in and doing anything grand right now. You know what I mean? Temperance is a divine timing. So they're going to need to take their time, to ensure that they are in a good place before they're able to, move forward on this desire that I see here with the Ace of Cups and the proper date. We'll see when I pull a time frame, though, in a moment. All right, so what else, Spirit, can you tell us about this person's next action toward my group 3 viewers? We have the Chaser. Feels unwanted and self-blames. Feeling pain and hopelessness in the confusing situation. Feeling empty and lost without their twin. Experiences dark night of the soul. I think this person does have that tendency to chase what's not good for them or to run towards situations that aren't healthy. We do have telepathic here, random thoughts and intense feelings brought about by your twin, noticing patterns, images, or numbers in your day-to-day that remind you of your person. So they could be receiving those types of spiritual messages about you, which prompts them to reach out. Again, 8th house it is the spiritual kind of house, one of the spiritual houses in the chart that connects to the subconscious. So I think even if the two of you have been in separation, this person is always subconsciously drawn and attracted to you. I think part of what they're healing with this vampire energy is this tendency to chase when they're not in a healthy place. Okay. Like, they have a lot of healing work that needs to take place. This says, I don't know what I did to push you away. Was it something I did? Was it something I said? You told me you loved me and you never felt this way before. Then why did you leave me? So maybe there's a part of this person that feels like abandoned by you. But I don't know that that's fully accurate. I think that might be them confusing, you setting a boundary for abandonment. It may have just triggered their abandonment wounds, even though they have respect for you and they know that maybe the boundary was necessary. Okay. I think they're still needing to work on their own sort of self-sufficiency, being emotionally stable and emotionally fulfilled in their own company. Without having to lean or rely on somebody else. Again, I'm just thinking of this vampire energy that's coming through. Okay. All right. So let's take a peek at some more cards and then we'll close it out with a timeline for you, group 3. So what is this person's next move or action, please, Spirit, for my group 3 viewers? What does group 3 need to know? I feel like these readings have all been really different and they've all been really interesting. I hope you guys like them. All right, so what is this person's next move or action, please, Spirit, towards my group 3 viewers? Yeah, so we've got friendship, friendly relationship, raise vibration, and closeness. Yeah, they want things to feel better with that chivalry card, to maybe right the wrongs of the past, any falling out that the two of you have had. We also have contemplation, heavy thinking, and big decisions. So yeah, it kind of confirms with temperance. It's like there's this engagement, this minimal engagement with you again, but I think they know that they need to take their time this time. They need to moderate and strive for balance. One more. Ooh, we have romance, wine and dine, getting to know each other, and flirting. They may be a little flirty in their energy because this person's heart is truly open for you, right? We have life partner, forever potential. So that this is someone who sees you They hold you in really high regard, group 3. They hold you in really high regard. Like they see you as somebody they can build with, someone they can commit to. They see your value. They see the value that the two of you can bring together if they're able to meet you on your level. But yeah, they definitely have romantic feelings for you. So I wouldn't be surprised in this temperance meetup that I see if that kind of leaks through, because it's a bit messy. It might leak through a little bit with a flirty comment or something like that. I also feel for some of you guys, like how this might play out is that maybe there is a date that's happening, but with the minimal energy coming up here, what I would say is that this might be a date that's kind of a one-off, right? Like maybe you go on one date with this person, you catch up, you talk about whatever happened in the past. That romance is there, the flirting is there, the heart-centered energy is there. But I wonder if like this is just kind of like a one-off. And then after you guys have this date, you may not necessarily see them consistently after that. Right? Because with the temperance and this contemplation, I think that this person is heavily contemplating their next move toward you and what they want ultimately with this connection. This person knows that they have decisions, like maybe big decisions to make even outside of this connection. If you guys already are financially tied together, that could be a part of it too. If you're not, I feel like this person with the 3 of Swords, maybe they've just gone through something outside of this connection that's pretty heavy, right? And so they're having, maybe their finances are tied up into that and they see the value and the potential in this relationship with you, but maybe the timing with temperance is like maybe now is not the best time, and maybe a more distant timeline is more optimal for them. Again, moderation is coming through heavily in this person's next action. So whether it's like they take you on one date or they want to take you on a date and the next action is more just like a soft outreach or rebalancing, I would not expect a super grand gesture or like a lot of consistent follow through after this happens, if that makes sense. Okay, Spirit. So when is it likely that group 3 is going to experience this energy from their person? We have your birthday season. So that's going to vary for each of you out there. So whenever your birthday is, it looks to be that is when this person is likely to take this action toward you. Maybe if you guys have already had a birthday recently, this is sort of just a continuation of that energetic cycle that you're in with them. We also have 6 to 12 weeks at the bottom of the deck. So 6 to 12 weeks could be significant timeline for some of you out there. Especially if your birthday's a little further off in time, but it seems like the next 6 to 12 weeks could be key for some. Yeah, look, underneath of that, we have next week. So just depends on when your birthday season is, how that all connects together. It could be that some of the more minimal things that we've been talking about show up in the next week or the next 6 to 12 weeks. And then if your birthday season is further off in time, maybe that's when this more romance dating energy opens back up for them, with you, because maybe by then they've gone through their healing period and they're more ready to contain or sustain something emotionally. So this is what I see, group 3. Super interesting. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about your person, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading soon. Bye.